Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial series. Today we're going to talk about the basics of Create a Sim. So let's get started by creating a new game over here. When you first create a new game, the game is going to prompt you to create a sim using some kind of story mode, but that's not what I want to talk about today. So I'm going to click no thanks. I will come back to the story mode in the future. Once you click no thanks, okay, the game will create a random sim for you. So you can go ahead and start editing, or if you're like me, I prefer to randomize. I think before you click randomize, you gotta decide whether you are making a male sim or a female sim. So because I want to make a male sim, so I'm going to choose the gender, and then you want to decide like what life stage your sim is gonna be. I'm gonna create a young adult, but you can also create teenagers, children. Okay, but today I want to focus on creating young adults because that's what most of us are interested in. So you can keep randomizing until you have like a base that you want to work with. I want to change everything except for the face and the voice and the clothing and the makeup. I don't think he's wearing makeup, but let's click randomize and see what happens. So the face remains the same, but the other parts have been randomized. Actually, I kind of regret it because I kind of like his hair from earlier, but it's okay. We're gonna remove the hair anyway. Okay, there are a lot of things that you can customize in Create a Sim. So I think for the sake of convenience, I'm going to go through these menus one by one. So the first thing you can decide on is the skin tone. The game offers you quite a lot of skin tone. If you don't want to decide, you can just click randomize until you have a skin tone that you want. And after you've chosen your skin tone, you can still use the slider to kind of change the brightness of the skin tone. Okay, let's say I'm happy with this. Then the next thing you can change is actually the entire face. Now, of course, you can do that, but because I was already happy with the face that I randomized the first time, so I'm going to, keep to that. Skin details, okay, you can add wrinkles, eye wrinkles, okay, you can crease lines. You can play around with all these skin details. They're quite fun. I think for him, I'm gonna add some freckles and a mole or two moles. It's really up to you. You can even add a birthmark and you can change the color of the birthmark as well. So there's so much customization that you can do. Okay, teeth. I seldom change the teeth. Alright, I usually just go with the standard. If you want your sim to wear braces, there's one option for you. If you want your sim to have gold teeth or crooked teeth, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna stick with the standard. Okay, eye details. These are eye bags that you can give your sim. Next, facial hair. Especially for male sims, okay, you can also kind of see what you like, or you can just have a little bit, okay? So maybe I'm just going to go with this one. You can also change the color. If you want the mustache or the facial hair to match the hair, then you keep this checked. If you want them to be of different colors, then you will uncheck this, okay? So I forgot to mention that every time you click on the main menu here, you're going to get sub-menus, all right, like beards, goatees, and mustache. So this is like the same throughout, so it's gonna help you find the thing that you want to find very quickly. Okay, the next option is actually an accessory, so I'm not going to talk about accessories right now. I want to move on to other parts of the genetics. Okay, let's start from the top. Now the first thing you can customize is the head shape. Again, you can choose one of the presets. You might want to turn your sim to the side. What you're gonna do is you're gonna hold the scroll wheel on your mouse. So just hold the scroll wheel, okay, press it down and you can rotate your sim. So rotate your sim to the side when you do the head shape because you never know what you're gonna get. So sometimes I just want to, check that I'm not selecting something ridiculous. Okay, so far so good. All right, or you can just use the randomizers, all the same. Okay, if you like to change the size of the head, so just hold, left click and hold, and you can move up and down. Whenever you see this cross arrow icon, it means that you can try moving in all four directions and see what happens. If you put your mouse on the forehead, you realize that this part of the face is being highlighted. Can you see the line that is being highlighted to you? So hold, again, left click. Okay, don't let go. Left click and hold, And again, let's try moving in 4 directions. So now you realize that you are changing the head's shape in a quite a dramatic manner, alright? So if you want him to have a slimmer head, you just move it to the right. If you want it to become bigger, to the left, move downwards to lengthen it, move upwards to shorten it. So you can freely adjust the head of the shape of the head. And I think just gonna go with something normal, okay? Something normal. Next, you want to use your click on your scroll wheel again, turn to the side, put your mouse on the forehead, and over here you can actually adjust, how protruding you want the features to look from the side, because sometimes you can't tell from the front but when you turn to the side it might look horrendous. So make the necessary adjustments. Again, you can move in all 4 directions, alright? And I think we're just gonna go with something normal. Okay, now I want to work on the eyebrows. You can choose, there are a couple of really nice options, even for a base game. I would like him to have darker brows, so I'm gonna uncheck the match hair option because I would like him to have darker brows. So once you have chosen the brows that you want to use, okay, let's say I want this one, alright? Maybe I'll make it a bit lighter. Let's say I want this one. So you can click on the eyebrows. Again, you can see that cursor appearing. You can click and hold. Again, you can move the eyebrows up and down depending on how far you want the eyebrows to be from his eyes. So let's just go with something like that. If you place your mouse on the inner part of the eyebrows, you can see this rotating icon, which means that you can actually try to change how arched you want your eyebrows to be. So they can be more flat or more arched. It all depends on you. You can make him look really, really angry. Another thing you can adjust is the tail of the brows. Just put your mouse on the tail and you can try to lift the brow or push it down or push it in or push it out. It's all up to you. You can also edit eyebrows in detail edit mode. Just double click on the eyebrows. You can make further adjustments to how the eyebrows are going to be shaped. Okay, I think it's time to give him hair. It's my personal preference to adjust the head before I put on the hair because the hair will cover the head, right? So my preference is to choose the hair after I'm done with the head. Again, you can use some of the sub menus here to help you get to your preferred hairstyle quickly. Okay, let's say I like this hairstyle. If you want to change the color, you can just do it over here. Alright, but I'm gonna keep to this shade. Moving on, the eyes. Eyes are so important. Okay, so I'm gonna randomize the eyes. Oh my god, some of them look really ridiculous. Okay, let's say I'm going for this one, alright? What you want to do is you want to place your cursor somewhere on the lower part of the eye, and then you can see this like 3 little squares, okay, which means enlarge or reduce in size. Alright, so again, you can click and hold, and if you drag outwards, you're going to enlarge. If you drag it inwards, you're going to reduce the size. There are still other things you can do. For example, you can move the eyes. So you want to see this cross arrow icon again, and then you can click and you realize that you can actually move the eyes in 4 directions. The brows also kind of move together, so that's something to take note of. Now, do you realize this detail edit mode on the left hand side? Now, if you want to go into detail edit mode, you can either click on this or you can double click on any part of face. The detail edit mode is only for the face. Just now, when we move the eyes, okay, we kind of move the entire eyeballs and the eyebrows. But now you realize that you are only kind of adjusting the eyelids. So in other words, you're making much smaller changes in the detail edit mode. Okay, so let's say I want to adjust the upper lid. I'm going to hold and I'm dragging it upwards to open up the eyes, even though it looks a little bit ridiculous. You can also move left and right to change the shape of the eyelid. One more thing I forgot to mention is you can actually rotate the eyes as well. So you see this rotating icon? Now when you see that, it means that if you click and hold, you're going to be able to tilt the eyes any way you like. Okay, back to detail edit mode. To go to detail edit mode, again, you can double click on the eyes. And okay, if you see that the game is highlighting the inner corner of the eye, it means that, okay, it's kind of changing the position of the inner corner. Can you see that? And you can also do that for the outer corner as well. You can try dragging it in all 4 directions. In detail edit mode, you can make the iris and the pupil bigger or smaller. Just make sure you are highlighting the iris and just move your mouse a little bit back and forth. Okay, to zoom out, right click. Okay, let's move on to the nose. So it's all the same idea. Let's say I think this is a good looking nose. Alright, now if you click on the nose, you move it in all 4 directions. You can make a lot of drastic changes. So when you are in the zoom out mode, you can make drastic changes. When you're in detail edit mode, when you double click, you can make minor changes. So in detail edit mode of the nose, you can actually make changes to the nose bridge separately and the tip. Okay, so you can just put your mouse over the tip of the nose. You can change how big or small this part is gonna be. You can also make changes to the nostril, to the sides of the nose and even the nostrils. You wanna put your mouse here until you can see the inside of the nose being highlighted. Can you see that? And then you can actually change the nostrils. Okay, again, the mouth. Again, it's the same idea. Usually I like to randomize and then I'll find something that I want to work with. Okay, from in the zoom out mode, you can move the mouth up or down depending on where you want to position it. And then in detail edit mode, double click. You can change the lips. Can move in all 4 directions and you can see the shape of the upper lip literally changes. So I am editing the upper lip separately from the lower lip. Okay, besides adjusting the upper and lower lip separately, you can also adjust the mouth corners. You can make your sim look a little bit more cheerful or a little bit more grumpy. Okay, other things that you can customize would be the cheek, the jaw, and the chin. Alright, so I'm not going to repeat so much. I'm going to do this really quickly. Let's say I'm just changing a little bit. For the chin, you really want to turn to the side. For the jaw as well, you want to turn your sim to the side so that you can see what you're doing. Okay, of course, you can also just change out the jaw completely by choosing one of the options here or clicking the randomize button. Okay, and then the ears. Okay, so basically you have a super big, small, and medium size ears. Okay, so let's say you want to make the ears flare out a little bit. Click and hold and drag it outwards. You can also make it bigger or smaller by moving your mouse upwards and downwards. You can also turn your sim to the side. To do this is the same. And if you're going to the detail edit mode, you can put your mouse over the earlobe and it actually changes the angle of the ear. Yeah, so you kind of just swing left and right to do this part. Okay, you can, make the earlobe bigger by dragging downwards. So when I zoom out, I can still make the other part of the ear smaller. So now he has a very big earlobe. Okay, moving on, the neck. Okay, so you can see that you have a left-right arrow being shown, which means you can move your mouse left and right to change the size of the neck. This one is pretty self-explanatory. The shoulders, again, left and right. The back, up and down. If you want the chest to be out, move your mouse upwards to push the chest out. I'm gonna change out his top so that we can see his body. Alright, so over here, you can change the size of his chest. Okay, so on female sims, it also works. Move your mouse left, right, up and down. Alright, okay, and this is the waist. So if you want the guy to have a very small waist, you can. Or if you want him to have a huge waist, you can. Alright, so let's just go with something in the middle. Okay. And the hips, again, can move your mouse left and right. The arms as well, actually. So the upper arm, the lower arm, thighs, and the legs. Also, when you turn your sim to the side, you can adjust how thick their thighs are gonna look. Same for their calves. And also, you can adjust the size of their butt. Okay, so over here, you can change how fit, how muscular you want your sim to be. So if you want him to be super muscular, you can move this all the way upwards. This will change as you play your game, because if you make your sim do a lot of exercises, your sim might get more muscular as you do more exercises. I don't know why I find his head so small. So I'm gonna adjust the shoulders just to make it a little bit more, make him look a little bit more balanced. Or maybe his limbs are too thick. You know, I'm just gonna make some minor adjustments here. Okay, and then interestingly, you can also change the size of your Sim's feet. So you can make it really big or you can just make it really small. It's really up to you. Okay, so now if you click on body, alright, so I've chosen my skin tone. I'm not gonna look at it anymore. Now you can use body presets, but because I've already spent so much time adjusting his body, so I'm gonna keep to what I have. I want to show you other features like tattoos. You can give your Sim tattoos. You get quite a lot of options here. Okay, and then if you see this, that means if you see like color bars at the bottom of your swatch, it means that this tattoo comes in different swatches. So you should really explore the different swatches, because sometimes we only look at the thumbnail and we thought, oh, that's just only one design. Okay, but there are actually more than one design. What else? You can also decide on the arm hair, whether you want to have hair or no hair, torso hair, a lot of torso hair or no torso hair, back hair if you want. Let's say you don't want it, you can remove it, leg hair as well. Next, you can also have body scars, although I don't think these ones apply to male Sims. Okay, skin details, you can put more birthmarks. Again, you can change the color of the birthmark. Okay. And lastly, medical wearables. Now, sometimes if the positions clash, let's say just now my tattoo was in this position and this medical wearable is also on is also for the same position. If that happens, right, the game will just kind of override your previous choice. So you can just go with undo. So what you can do is you can try to look for the same medical wearable for the right arm. So if I put it on the right side, okay, you can see that it doesn't clash with anything. Or you can put it on the body. You can have both as well. As long as the positions don't clash, you can have as many as you like. And if you don't want it, you just click the little cross. Easy. Okay, now we want to put on some clothes. Okay, the first thing you gotta understand is that you have different options. So for each outfit category, you can have up to 5 different outfits. And if you want to remove them, you can also do that. Alright, so let's start dressing our Sim up. Now, the easiest way to do it is to use the style looks. That's if you can't be bothered and you just want something really quick. We have a lot of Star Wars clothes. Okay, you can change out the swatches as well. Okay, but if you want to customize the top, the bottom, just gonna click on the top and all the options will appear here. If there is a specific color that you're looking for, let's say we want red top, you can actually filter by color. And if you have installed more than one pack, you can also kind of choose the packs that you want. Okay, but right now I only have base game, so that's all I can see. Okay, let's say I really like this red top. Okay, and then for the jeans, I like the jeans. I'm just going to change out the color. See, when you see this, it means that it has so many other swatches. So make sure that you take a look at them as well, because some of the swatches hidden behind the thumbnail are really, really good. Full body outfits cover both the top and the bottom part of your Sim. Some of them look ridiculous. A lot of them are costumes. Okay, some of them are costumes. Some of them are like just entire outfits for the entire body. Okay, let's say I'm going with this swatch. So the same thing applies for the shoes. It's really simple. Just click on the shoes and change it to whatever shoes you want your Sim to wear. Very simple. If you click back on the head, okay, now we're going to do accessories. Alright, so you can give your Sim a hat over here. Let's say I want a beanie for him. Okay, so I can do that. And then now I'm going to move on to accessories. So accessories are again subdivided into piercings, glasses, necklaces, and medical wearables for the head. Okay, so let's say you want to give your Sim a hearing device over here. Alright, you can change the color as well. Alright, if you don't want it, just delete it away. You can give your Sim piercings. Alright, let's say we are going to give him black crystal earrings. You can also give your Sim glasses, and you can also give your Sim necklaces, and then makeup as well. Alright, so I'll leave it to you to explore all these by yourself. Okay, the makeup part, I will talk more about makeup maybe in my next video. You can find accessories at two places. The first is when you are editing the head or the upper body. I have the accessories tab over here. So all these accessories only apply to the upper part of the body, like piercings, glasses, necklaces, etc. If you right click and zoom out, okay, and you click on the body, there is another accessories tab. So over here you have bracelets, gloves, rings, fingernails, toenails, leggings, and socks. Alright, so I won't talk about them all, but just to show you, okay, you can give your Sims socks. Alright, and let's say if you want to give your Sim a watch, it will come under bracelet. Okay, you can find watches here. You can change the color as well. Plenty of options. Okay, next I want to talk about the top left hand corner of create a Sim. Obviously you can do this right at the start. So we have chosen the gender at the start. We have already also chosen the life stage. Now what we can do is we can choose his voice. You can drag the slider to the left for lower frequency voice, to the right to increase the frequency to something more high pitched. So every time you choose an option, just wait a little bit and listen to how the Sim sounds like. Alright, so once you're very happy with it, the next thing we can customize is some other details about your Sim. So you have so many options, right? You can... Now he's male, but you can let him have a female body frame if you like, okay? And you can change his clothing preference. You can change whether he can become pregnant or get others pregnant. This is the Sim, so it doesn't have to be fully realistic, alright? So can this Sim produce milk? Can this Sim use the toilet standings? All these things you can customize. You can also change your Sim's sexual orientation. Let's say you want the Sim to be attracted to both men and women. You can check both. If not, let's say I just want my Sim to be attracted to women, then I'm just gonna uncheck men. So this Sim is exploring romantically. Now if you choose no, the Sim will not be interested in relationships, in romantic relationships. Woohoo! If you uncheck both, your Sim will not be able to woohoo with anybody. Alright, let's say I just want him to woohoo with women, then I'll just choose women. Next, traits. Now you can choose a couple of traits. You can choose up to 3 traits. So it's really up to you. Every trait will affect the gameplay. But if it's your first time playing, I suggest you just read the description and just go with, your imagination. If you can't decide on your traits, then you can use the randomized traits option and the game will randomize for you 3 traits. And if you don't like, let's say I don't like kleptomaniac, I can still replace it. I can replace it with something else like loyal. Sorry, you need to cross out the trait first. I think he is active. So he is hot-headed, loyal, and active. Okay, next we're gonna pick an aspiration. So this part, you don't need to think too much about it because you can always change out the aspiration even after you start playing in live mode. But what you probably want to pay attention to will be the additional trait that comes with the first aspiration that you pick for your Sim. For example, if I choose an aspiration under the love category, he's going to have the alluring bonus trait, which is he's going to be more successful in romance than others. If I choose anything under knowledge, he's going to be a quick learner and he's going to build skills a little bit faster, and so on. So you can just look at the bonus traits and see which bonus trait you want, because the bonus trait is permanent, but the aspiration itself can be changed completely later on. I like knowledge because I always like my Sims to build their skills a little bit faster. Gonna choose Renaissance Sim. And then lastly, we can pick his likes and dislikes. Now this one is actually optional. So let's say I think he likes purple, but he hates brown, for example. He likes black, hates pink, okay? And then music genre, I think maybe he loves hip-hop, maybe he hates spooky music, maybe he hates winter holiday music, maybe he likes S-pop, alright? You can actually choose up to 50 likes and dislikes. Of course, the more packs you have, the more options you get. Let's say he likes to play the guitar, he likes handiness, for example. For the skills and hobbies that your Sim likes, he or she is going to gain fun while doing that activity. So if you choose handiness, that means when your Sim is repairing stuff, your Sim will be feeling fun. Anyway, more about that when we talk about gameplay in the future. Lastly, you can give your Sim a name. If you can't think of a name, just randomize it. Okay, so let's say I'm just going to go with whatever the Sim gives me. You can also give him his preferred pronoun. You can also customize the pronoun if you like. So I'm just going to stick with he, him. And Steven Kizada, he's born. So I've only created his everyday outfit, but definitely you should go ahead and look at all his other outfits and make any customization as you please. Alright, so once you're very happy with how your sim has turned out, just click the check button and you're ready to play. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about how to make more household members, because you can have up to 8 household members in every single household. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about how you can, for example, make his wife, can make his children right from Create a Sim. So if you're interested in that, you should definitely watch out for the next video. So I'll see you again, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.